Welcome back to another episode of Naja News. Tonight, I have some very interesting information for you. I was informed earlier today that Mr. Carlos Way, the co-parent of the slain 31-year-old Chicago mother, Romeca Meeks, has just popped back up on Facebook. Carlos Way is back on social media. I did not believe it at first because from my understanding, he might have retained legal counsel. And the first thing that any legal counsel is going to advise their client to do, especially when there's a possible investigation for murder, and you have a court case coming up on October 8th to get your child back, the child of a slain mother, when you were on the scene and the mother was slain by your other co-parent, is to avoid social media at all costs, because anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Considering me and what I do in the job I've had for the past 10 years, one of the first things we do is go and look at our clients' social media. As a matter of fact, we have special teams that sit and analyze and watch what they post. At this point, you can't say it's AI because it's coming directly from his Facebook page. So let's go over and take a look. Let's just have a look and see. This is his Facebook page. This is the one that was deactivated right after the incident happened. If you remember, right after Romeca Meeks was shot and killed, on September 8th, Mr. Meeks, Mr. Way, I think he posted, "This is the worst day of my life." And the comments were filled with rage against him at that time, because at that moment, we'd only seen that 30-something second clip video when he was walking around looking dazed. He had her blood all over him. We could see her lying on the concrete in what probably was her final moments. So I'm taking a look right now at Mr. Carlos Way's page. He has 23,000 followers. He's following 368 people. On his profile, he is a digital creator. And the last post that he made, the most recent post, was 5 hours ago. It says, "See, you content creators just trying to get like and views. You're honored because I told you to take me off your page with them false narratives." So there's a lot of us, myself and this network included. As you know, we're trying to present in a different way because we've been bringing in legal. We've been bringing in investigative journalists. I even have an exclusive interview with another witness that you've not heard from just yet. That video will be going up very, very soon. I just had to come on and pop and do this one because Mr. Wade just got back. I don't know who he's talking to. I don't know who he's getting advice from. I'm sure emotions are all over the place, but this is the absolute worst thing to do. So he's going after particular content creators that have been posting about him. And, you know, they're saying a lot of different things. He made another post 15 hours ago, cussing us out. Y'all goofy ass making cartoons and AI videos. This shit ain't no fucking entertainment. Y'all keep that same energy. I agree. What happened is not entertainment. It is not entertainment. Have we become so desensitized as a culture that we can just flip the page, watch somebody lose their life one day? As a matter of fact, that very next day, another person got shot live on air. They got shot in the neck. Excuse me, I just left yoga. I had to come on and make this video, which is why I'm not dressed properly. So it's not entertainment. Have we become that desensitized as a couple? So then he posted, so it looks like he's posting. He's on a posting spree. Within that same hour, "Y'all ain't letting me grieve." He says he hates all of us bitches. He hates all of us bitches. So, and then the comments, people are going crazy. I believe he's limited his comments because there's only 5 comments. There's 411 shares. So everybody is sharing Mr. Way. More people are sharing this than shared his rap music, than shared his rap songs. Something, huh? There's a comment on here, and I'm not going to blur any of the people's names out because at this point it's public. But Mr. Way is responding to some of these people. I don't suggest you go over to his page and interact because who knows where his headspace is right now? Who knows? On another post in the same moment, so it looks like he's just posting. It's almost like a mania that's happening with him right now. He says, "A lot of people have been saying really crazy stuff to me. Y'all don't know me." And so now he's posting all the comments that people have been leaving him on his page. Before, he probably made it so that you can't comment unless you're a friend or connected with him. So now there's another page. He's saying, "Hey, listen, you're giving that money." Oh, wow. He says, "Who TF are you posting every day? Your page is for content. Your page was dry as hell. You making money. Give that money to Tina McMiller or to my son. You doing too much posting. Address in numbers. I'm going to find out who you are. Now, initially, I doubted that this was Mr. Wade's page. I said, there's absolutely no way that he would get back on social media, but he's making threats and telling people, I'm going to find out who you are. For someone that already is infamous and public outcry is looking for him to be jailed, to be prosecuted, for something, even vigilante justice to happen to him, this is probably the last thing you want to do is threaten people and tell them you're going to find out where they are. Okay, so let me just go. He says, give that money to Tina McMillan. Tina McMiller. Oh my God. So Tina McMiller is, I'm not sure if okay, so this looks like it's, this is Romeca Meeks' mother. So none of them, I find it strikingly odd. None of them have blocked Mr. Carlos on social media. They still are connected to him. He was still able to tag. It lets me know that he's not blocked from Romeca's mother's page. That's interesting. Let's look at some of these comments though. Okay. So yeah, they're posting. Some people are giving him love and showing him support. Most people are not. And as you know, over here, the work that I do, I remain unbiased in situations like this. However, if this was one of my clients, my God, I would say, shut the social media page down and deactivate everything. You go ghosting, you go completely silent for a while. So then we're just going to still keep scrolling. Okay, so 16 out, and this is really interesting. He says, stalker is crazy to me. I didn't know her number or address. And in the video that I have coming out on Monday, when I'm interviewing one of the eyewitnesses on the scene that nobody has talked to yet. And also it's been confirmed from another source that he didn't have her physical address. He didn't know where she lived, but she knew exactly where he lived because he was a block away from their child's school. He said, I didn't know her number or address. And on August 20th, if y'all know what she did before she recorded me, y'all be like, for real? God damn. Who is typing this? My God, Chicago public school system. I went to Memphis City school system, so I'm no shade because we're on the same. But damn, Mr. Los, do you rap like this, sir? Mr. Los, I want you to come down and on the Naja News show. When all this blows over, I want you to come down on the show because I have some very specific questions for you about the nature of the relationship that you had with both women at the time of Romeca's death. I'm really interested to see. And some other questions. He said, but moral of the story is I went up to her job and told her boss on her because she supposed to been on the clock. I loved her, but she used to be on my ass. Okay. That means we know that she was tough and tumble. He loved her. He says he loved her. I suspected because I could see the disillusion in his face when she was lying on the ground. I don't even think it was real to him just yet. There's like, I could tell when one of my clients, for example, is having a dissociative episode. It can happen to any of us throughout the day, but you have a traumatic incident, you have a traumatic thing that happened to you, you might really zone out. He said he loved her. I don't doubt that, but I don't know how he defines love. I don't know what brand of love this is. Same if 16 hours. So he is constantly posting. He's back and back posting. He says his B-day is on the 28th in a couple of days. He don't need no donations. If y'all let his father be in his life, I will pay for everything. Okay. So at this point, we do know that Carlos still does not have physical custody of his child. He is on the birth certificate, so rightfully he should. However, because of this case, her family, the deceased, Romeca's family, is validated in keeping his son away from him at this point. Carlos says, I did everything for you. I ain't even brag about it or want credit. Your mom know. Hashtag Meeks. He hashtagged Romeca. And in this post, there's a bunch of pictures of, and he's publicly posting this. There's a bunch of pictures of him doing things with his son. Romeca online said many, many times, she never disparaged him as a father. Now that's one thing that she never did. She never disparaged him as a dad. He probably was a sucky partner to you, but it appears that for all intents and purposes, he was active. Okay. 18 hours ago. Wow. Mr. Carlos, 18 hours ago from right now at this time I'm making this video, he posted a picture. Looks like a family photo of himself. Where is Holly? Does Holly see your page, Mr. Carlos? Of you posting pictures? Now, where is Holly? You're posting pictures and memorializing your deceased child's mother. Are you doing this to separate yourself perhaps from Holly? Because when I first saw all of this happen, you typically don't see a blended family. And I work with blended families. It's what I've been doing for the past 10 years. It's my entire job. After a tragedy like this happens, and I've seen a few over the course of my career, you don't really see people being able to mend. I see it as a near almost impossible. I'm not going to say anything's possible, but an impossibility for he and Holly or Quadasia to be able to merge their relationship and have it be better than ever. At best, they can probably be co-parents. And that means Quadasia's child with Carlos, when he recouples, because men typically recouple just like that, absolutely instantly. When he recouples, that means little Carlos is going to have another stepmother. So he's posting pictures with Romeca, and that got 1.2K shares. Then he says, ain't nobody posting no good stuff up. Everything is negative. Okay, so one person comments and said, it's only because they don't know y'all, and Ro family just want old girl. They know how y'all were. They know you. Ain't want stuff to happen like that. So is this person saying there's headhunters looking for Quadasia as opposed to Carlos? Is Carlos in the free and clear? Oh, because on this next post, he says, why y'all keep lying on this app, Jalisa? Now, Jalisa is Romeca's cousin. Jalisa is the one we posted about her last week and the letter that she pinned to the state's attorney. So none of these people are blocked. If you take my family member's life, I don't see, and I blame you for taking their life, I don't see me being able to keep you on my social media. First thing I'm going to do is hit that block button. So I'm thinking that now all of the blame, all of the angst and anger and visceral might be shifting over to Holly, to Quadasia. So then she's actually, let's look at this. She is actually replying to him. She says, who lying, Los? Let's open this one up. Let's open this one up. A lot of y'all trying to get clicks and views. She says, you think you bogus and wrong for all this. You could have prevented. Simple. He is definitely getting the blame, but he's not the one that pulled the trigger. But in some states, you don't necessarily have to be the one to pull the trigger to be convicted. Carlos says, I didn't have her number, address, or nothing. She had to call someone else to get in contact with me because you know what she be on with me. Jalisa says, you only saying that because you listen to the wrong. Oh, Carlos says, you only saying that because you listen to the wrong sides. Just look, stop it with all the fake narratives. And Jalisa says, well, tell me the facts then. At this point, they've put their loved one in the ground 10 days after she passed. She passed on September 8th. They put her in the ground on September 18th. So she says, tell me the facts. And he says, you ain't gonna listen anyway. And then there's another person that's jumping in. There's someone that jumps in. And just at this point, everybody needs to stay out and let these two talk. Whew. Okay, and so that person jumped in and it looks like they kind of, started another post. And Carlos says, Jaleesa, I'm mourning and grieving too. I'm going to skip all these other people that's just jumping in the conversation because, Carlos says, I ain't want this to happen. You've been doing a lot of stuff against me. You know I'm hurt too. Carlos then says, rest in heaven, Romeca. Love you for life. You know the love I have for you no matter what. This man was still in love with that girl. And Holly knew it. He could not get that woman out of her system. And we saw Romeca was a fireball and she was passionate. And she did used to get up in his, she used to let him have it. But that could not break the love. And is this post-mortem love? Because everybody starts to see the angel in you post-mortem. Everybody comes out and loves and adorns you. So I don't know if this is off of for show or Facebook or if he's having some sort of emotional upheaval. Make sure that microphone is still on. Okay, so this is interesting. So Jaleesa is commenting on the post and she says, you claim you left out at 8:39. How were you still there if she was late? So this is two people and it doesn't specify who the two people are in the text. It says Cuz Los and Trello Tats is a person that's in this screenshot. So I'm not really sure who Trello Tats is, but that is somebody that they were communicating with. It says, I know I'm leaving out now. I should be there by 9:20. I'm going to pray for you. Okay, so, I should be there by 9:20. So this was just right. Carlos was leaving out at 8:39. And then at 8:46, he said, I should be there by 9:20. So yeah, as we go through this screenshot here, it looks like this person might have sent a condolences. I'm going to pray for y'all. Hit me if you need me. Just like that in an instant. Within 2 hours of texting, something had gone wrong. The rest of this is just people commenting. Jaleesa says, we know the truth, so stop. You trying to justify why my cousin is gone. You're bogus. And the rest is just comments from strangers, just like you and I. We're complete strangers and we're getting to watch these people ultimate nightmare play out on social media. Let's keep looking at Carlos's posts. So that's it. That's all that he's in his manic, erratic posting. That's all that he's posted. The one before goes back to February 9th. So we know this is actually his page. He updated his cover photo January 2022. And this, obviously you have to be connected to him to see the most recent ones. But yeah, this is it. Whew, my goodness. So this is where we are. I'm trying to bring you up to the minute news on this case. I do want to just point out a few cases that we're working on. A tragic story in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. A monster named Brandon Isabella lured his child's mother and their baby, who was just 2 days old. This woman had just had a baby for him 2 days prior, lured them outside of the house. Now, he had told this woman, I want you to abort this baby. I don't want this kid. He called the woman and said, hey, look, I got clothes for the baby. I have something for the baby. She believed him. This young lady believed him. This case is a few years old, but the trial is happening right now. I am also next week going to start working on up to the minute news on this particular case. He took that baby from the mother. He shot the mother in the head, took the baby, threw the little girl in the Mississippi River, and pushed the mother's body out into the water. Neither one of their remains have been found. This man is admitted to guilt. However, he has taken the city and his family through a very expensive trial, which I feel like is a waste of time. If you ask me, I say release Brandon to the deceased's family and let them figure out what his punishment should be, because he took a young mom and he killed his own 2-day-old baby. We will be talking more and give you more information on that story. We're still wrapping up details and putting that story together. But as of right now, for the Romeca Meeks, Carlos Way, Khadijah Johnson triangle, if we can call it that, This story is still developing. I will be back on Monday with my exclusive interview with an eyewitness to the Meeks case that we've yet to hear from. I'll be back Monday. So thank you so much for tuning in to Naja News for this emergency special report, and I will see you soon. Naja News is an independently produced news show. My team and I want to thank you because we put a lot of work and effort into each production. We make sure we fact check. We try to bring you the highest quality that we can, and we always have our ears to the ground. So by liking, sharing, and subscribing and engaging with my content, that's the best form of support and currency that you can give me. One of my main missions has always been to facilitate peace between people in high conflict blended families. It's the work that I've done for most of my career. So cases like this are extra personal to me because every time I read one of these reports, I review an autopsy. I go to court on behalf of one of my clients. I look at notes from social workers. The first thing I think about is how did we get here and how can we prevent things like this from happening to everyone in the future? I've always made content talking about this type of subject matter, but I am just launching Naja News. So if there's cases that you see that I should cover, especially those that are happening in your hometown, then don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you again for your support, and I will see you all on Monday.